Guys, we are so close to the Switch 2 release. If you are as excited as I am to finally get the Switch 2, there are a bunch of games that we should at least consider putting in our wishlist that are coming out either at launch or just a little bit after. Let's start with the obvious one and get it out of the way. Of course, I'm going to be talking first about Mario Kart World. And yes, it's insane that Nintendo is charging $80 for it. Yes, I also hate it, and I hope that it doesn't become the normal thing in the industry. Hashtag boycott Nintendo, hashtag drop the price, hashtag the Switch 2 pre-order exceeded expectations and might become the biggest launch console in the history of WTF. This is crazy. But leaving the whole pricing aside, this game does look pretty cool. At its core, it's still a Mario Kart game, but it looks bigger than ever. More characters to choose from, there is even a cow, more racers, more modes, including an open world section, a cow, more items, more grinding, and a cow. This is the kind of jumping quality I've been hoping this franchise would make, and finally, after 11 years, we get a proper new entry that looks fantastic. We'll see how it gets received and how much Nintendo milking it with the pricing might end up affecting its sales. Spoiler, is probably going to sell quite a lot of units. The other obvious game that it will be interesting to get in the beginning is Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm a big fan of the DK game from the Nintendo 64, even though it seems that people are kind of mixed about it nowadays. Although if I'm honest, the reason that I like it so much is the rap in the beginning. What a banger. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the new DK game. It has been several decades since a new 3D game from the famous Gorilla, and there are two things that make me extra hyped for it. One, it looks quite original and different from any other game that we've seen from Nintendo, given how much the environment you can destroy. And two, the rumors say that this game is being developed by the same team that made Mario Odyssey, which I think is the best Mario ever made. So I am really excited about it. Now, I have to be honest with you, I've watched quite a lot of content about the Switch 2, maybe too much actually, and one of the channels that I actually watched was SkillUp. And Ralph played this Donkey Kong game, said it was the best game he played on the Switch 2 that day, but he also mentioned that the camera was not great and that there were a few frame drops here and there. I will be able to actually try it in a few weeks, and I hope that by then they have already made a few fixes for it, but if not, this game still comes in July, so they do have a couple of months to iron things out. And since we are talking about iron, what a great transition, this is probably going to be the hottest of hot takes that I have in this video, but I'm somewhat excited about Drag X Drive. We haven't had a lot of info about it yet, since it will release in the summer, but it's basically a multiplayer basketball game where you control a weird robot in a wheelchair. You can shoot, you can block, you can dunk, and that's it, because there is not much more that you can do in basketball either. I still haven't played it, but I already have two issues with it. First, let's be honest, it looks kind of uninspired. Coming from a company that is known for making really colorful and happy games, Drag X Drive feels what Nintendo would do if they went through some kind of emo period. And second, I'm not convinced that having to use two of the Joy-Cons as a mouse at the same time to move the wheelchair is going to be great in the long term. I hope they give this game some kind of alternative way to actually move it and play it with, because if not, these might not last for a very long time. Having said all that, I'm a big fan of weird sports games, and for some reason I'm still expecting that there will be something here to make it exciting. Although, now that I think about it, I really loved Rumbleverse when it came out, which is a walkie wrestling battle royale, and that one closed down. I also really enjoyed Knockout City, a weird team-based dodgeball game, and that one also closed down a couple of years after release. So I might not be the best one when it comes to judging if weird sport games are actually gonna be doing great. But still, I really hope that it does somewhat well, because I really think that we need more of these games. At least I do, since it seems that I'm the only one who plays them. I'm actually surprised that I've talked about 3 games and I haven't even mentioned the one that to me is the most exciting, most interesting, most incredible game ever made. Yes, I'm talking about Welcome Tour. It has text and maracas and more text and mini golf and more screens with text. It's fascinating. Jokes aside, I'm actually planning to buy this game and review it. Not because of me, I'm not gonna have fun doing it, but because of you. So if you actually want to see that review, click the subscribe button. It's free. Going back to games that are actually worth playing, Metroid Prime 4 looks fantastic. And if you're a fan of this franchise, this is a must-buy day one. Of course, it also comes out on the Switch, but the version of the Switch 2 is just much better. You can play it at 4K 60 FPS or 1080p 120 FPS. You can make use of the HDR of the screen, you have mouse controls, if that's your thing like it is for me, and even improved textures. Metroid 3 came out 18 years ago. 18 years! So finally getting a proper sequel is huge, and being able to have all of these cool improvements on the new console is even better. And since we're talking about improvements, yes, the cool segues keep on coming. We need to talk about the Switch games that will get an upgrade on the Switch 2. I know that they are not new, but some of them do have a little bit of new content. On one hand, we have the ones that will only receive a visual and performance upgrades, which are a decent amount of first-party titles, to be honest. The ones that are the most interesting to me are Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which they will also add an app that will give you some extra story beats here and there, and have a map that you can use to see where you have to go. I don't know, I'm kind of open to this idea, but at the same time it's a bit weird. I'm already playing the game on a screen, and now you're telling me that I have to have another screen next to it, telling me things that should already be included in the base game, I don't know, it's a bit strange. Honestly though, I'm still kind of excited about these upgrades, and I think that some titles are gonna receive these performance and visual upgrades that are gonna bring them into a new life. On the other hand though, we have new content for existing games, and we will have to pay $20 for it. Cool. Mario Party Jamboree is one of them, and its DLC will have a bunch of new mini-games that will use the newer Switch 2 features, like the microphone, the mouse controls, and some of them will even use the camera, which honestly does look like a gimmick to me, so I'm not going to buy it. But if you love the idea of having 3 pixels of your entire face next to Yoshi when you roll the dice, I'm not going to be the one stopping you. I'm just mentioning a couple of titles of dozens that will be better on the new console, so I think it's worth taking a look into them. Cool stuff if you ask me. Honestly, this video is already going on for a long time, and not even my attention span is long enough to keep watching the rest of it. We all need to go back to TikTok and watch cat videos, am I right? Look at them, they are so cute. Oh. Okay, now I'm ready. Let's keep it going, it will be fast. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is yet another Koei Tecmo spin on the really long list of Dynasty Warrior games. I enjoyed the previous Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, but having so many enemies on the screen clearly made the Switch quite upset. I hope that the new game console can handle it and that they evolve the formula enough to at least justify the sequel. It has been 5 years since Age of Calamity, so I do expect some extra sauce, even though these type of games do seem to be kind of similar to each other. I thought that after the Switch, Nintendo didn't have more franchises to exploit, but boy was I wrong. Kirby Air Riders is a sequel of the 2003 Kirby Air Ride. I've never played it, but some people online are really praising its Battle Royale mode and how different it was in comparison to other games of the time. This sequel is being taken care of by Masahiro Sakurai, the Kirby and Smash Bros. Creator. It's going to release this year and there is no more information about it, so instead of making stuff up, I will just say that it's nice that they're making a new one, I guess. Now, to talk about the next one, I need my editing skills in here. Yeah, there we go. This is the Hype Meter. A new IP, Switch 2 exclusive, made by FromSoftware, directed by Miyazaki, and it is multiplayer only. Yes, I'm talking about Dusk Plots. It comes out next year and we only have a very quick teaser. I have no doubt that it will be interesting and I'm really looking forward to it, but honestly the fact that it's multiplayer only, at least that's what we understand, is not the greatest of things, but we'll see how it goes. Are there other games that you actually want to play on the Switch 2 that I haven't mentioned? Then let me know in the comments below. And if you're just here because you want to complain about the Switch 2 at its prices, oh boy do I have a video for you. I'll see you there.